The sun goes down on the fancy street, where the garbage bags are a special treat. They throw away what I'd kill to keep, a half-eaten steak, a bread so deep. I'll wait till the lights go out at 10, then I dive in with the rats and the men who know the alleys, know the score. The rich man's trash is my grocery store. The rich man's trash is my dinner tonight. A little bruised, but it tastes alright. He throws away what I call gold. This is the story the poor have told.
A broken cake, a crust of bread, the word still good left unsaid.
The rich man's trash
Keeps me alive.
Tonight I'll eat, tomorrow I'll dive. I found a pizza from the other day, a few bites missing, but that's okay. The cheese was hard, the crust was stale, but it was the best meal I've had in a while. The restaurant owner saw me last week, called the cops, called me a freak. But the cop just shrugged and walked away. There's no law against eating castaways. The rich man's trash is my dinner tonight. A little bruised, but it tastes alright. He throws away what I call gold. This is the story the poor have told.
A broken cake, a crust of bread, the word still good left unsaid.
The rich man's trash
Keeps me alive.
Tonight I'll eat, tomorrow I'll die. I used to be ashamed, used to hide my face. Now I take my place in the dumpster space. The rich are wasteful, the rich are blind. They throw away the best of kind. A loaf that's stale is still a loaf. A broken egg can still be poached. I've learned to see what they can't see. The treasure in their trash, that's me. Plate, I swear, not from a bag, not from the air. But until then I'll take their scraps and sew my life from their broken maps. The rich man's trash is my dinner tonight. And honestly, it's not a fight. It's just survival, just the blues. The rich man's trash is the only news.
Trash is my dinner.
Trash is my dinner. I dropped a nickel through a crack in the street. Heard it splash somewhere beneath my feet. The sewer's flowing dark and wide. I thought that's where my savings hide. My pockets are shallow, you can see the bone. Just a few lint balls and a broken phone. The sewer runs deep, a river of waste. My pockets are just a shallow place. The city sewer runs deeper than my pockets. I got holes in my lining, holes in my rockets. I once had dreams of a deeper well. Now I'm just living in a shallow shell. The rats have more than I'll ever keep. They're swimming riches while I'm counting sleep. The sewer runs deep, my pockets are thin. That's the world I'm living in. I saw a man pull out a 20 today, paid for his coffee and walked away. I searched my pockets for a single dime, found a receipt from a better time. The sewer below me holds forgotten gold, coins and jewels from the days of old. But I can't reach them, they're too deep down. I'm just a beggar on this part of town. The city sewer runs deeper than my pockets. I got holes in my lining, holes in my rockets. I once had dreams of a deeper well. Now I'm just living in a shallow shell. The rats have more than I'll ever keep. They swim in riches while I'm counting sleep. The sewer runs deep, my pockets are thin. That's the world I'm living in. I asked a plumber, can you dig me a line to the treasure that the city hides inside? He laughed so hard he almost fell. You can't drink from a poisoned well. The sewer's deep, but it's full of filth, the same as the money that built this tilth. My pockets are shallow, but at least they're clean. The sewer's deep, but it's mean and green. slide in a little reverb. The landlord's knocking at 8 a.m. I'm counting pennies in a coffee can. You're still sleeping on the couch again, with your dreams and your maybe then. I've been pulling doubles since Tuesday night. My back is broke, but the bills don't fight fair. You say we'll make it like a prayer, but the rent is due again, baby. Power chords crash like a fist on a table. Drums pound like a working class heartbeat. The rent is due again, baby. And love don't pay the bills, you see. I can hold your hand through the hardest nights, but the landlord don't care if we're holding tight. The rent is due, the fridge is bare, and your I love you hangs in the air. I need more than words to get us through. The rent is due again, baby. What you gonna do? Crawling like a paycheck that's already spent. I sold my guitar last week for gas. You said we'll get it back, but it didn't last. The pawn shop ticket's on the fridge, next to the note you wrote when you were a kid. About how we'd make it, how we'd soar. Now we're sleeping on a mattress on the floor. You're still dreaming, I'm still awake, wondering how much more I can take. Louder, rawer, voice cracking with pressure. The rent is due again, baby, and love don't pay the bills, you see. I can hold your hand through the hardest nights, but the landlord don't care if we're holding tight. The rent is due, the fridge is bare, and your I love you hangs in the air. I need more than words to get us through. The rent is due again, babe. What you gonna do? Gritty guitar, soft bass, drums barely a breath. I asked you last night, do you even see me? You said, baby, I'm trying. Can't you believe me? I said, believe it, don't put food on the table. And love don't make me more able. You cried and said, I'll get a job tomorrow. I've heard that song before, it's just borrowed from the same old record of soon and maybe, but the rent is due again, baby. Exhausted and fiercely determined, open air, rolling runs that struggle to rise, like pulling doubles with no sleep. Struggle to rise, like pulling doubles with no sleep. Shorest anguish flurry with feedback like the breaking point. I got two friends left in this empty room. One's called whiskey, one's called doom. The bottle sits on my left-hand side. The truth sits wherever I've cried. I pour a glass, I take a sip. The truth starts moving my lazy lip. Things I'd never say to the light of day come pouring out the alcohol way. It's just the bottle and the truth tonight. No witnesses, no morning light. The whiskey opens a locked up door, and the truth comes crawling across the floor. I can lie to the world, I can lie to my friends, but the bottle and the truth know where it ends. So pour me another, let the river loose. It's just the bottle and the truth. Dirtier, dirtier bottle. Dirtier bottle and the truth. Dirtier, 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 dirtier. I told the bottle about you last week. It just sat there quiet, didn't even speak. The truth, though, it started to laugh and cry. Said, I've been here the whole time, wondering why. You keep pretending she didn't break your spine. You keep pouring whiskey like it's water and wine. But I'm the one you're really drinking for, to open the drawer where you lock the law. like the third drink of the night. It's just the bottle and the truth tonight. No witnesses, no morning light. The whiskey opens the locked up door, and the truth comes crawling across the floor. I can lie to the world, I can lie to my friends, but the bottle and the truth know where it ends. So pour me another, let the river loose. It's just the bottle and the truth. I tried therapy, I tried prayer, tried talking to an empty chair, but the only shrink that ever worked was the one in the bottle where the truth lurks. My therapist said, you got to let it out. I said, lady, that's what the whiskey's about. The truth is a monster with a pretty face, and the bottle is the only safe space. Drunk, weeping, then fiercely honest. Helps me end. I'll wake up tomorrow with a pounding head, and the truth still there in my empty bed. But for tonight, let the whiskey sing. Let the truth unfold its broken wing. I'll pour another, I'll let it loose, to the bottle and the truth. 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 Whistle blew for the last time on Friday. They handed us boxes and sent us away. 30 years of my life on that line. Now I'm standing outside with nothing but time. The gates are locked, the windows are dark. The factory closed, so did my heart. I watched the foreman shake his head. Nothing personal, the company's dead. The factory closed, so did my heart. Two things died when they pulled the chart: the assembly line and the reason to rise. Now I'm staring at the same old skies. My hands still twitch for the morning shift, but the factory's gone, there's nothing to lift. The factory closed, so did my reason. December came and killed the season. I taught my son to work with his hands. Now he's selling drugs in the wastelands. He said, "Dad, your factory taught me one thing, that working hard don't mean a thing." I couldn't argue, couldn't fight. He's probably right, he's probably right. The factory built this town from dirt. Now the town is wearing a broken shirt. The factory closed, so did my heart. Two things died when they pulled the chart: the assembly line and the reason to rise. Now I'm staring at the same old skies. My hands still twitch for the morning shift, but the factory's gone, there's nothing to lift. The factory closed, so did my reason. December came and killed the season. My wife of 40 years looked at me, said, "We'll get through this, wait and see." But I saw the fear behind her eyes, the same fear that built the lies. "I'm too old to start again," I said. She held my hand, bowed her head. "The factory took your youth, don't let it take the rest." But the factory already took my best. Now the only thing left is the way I feel. The factory closed, so did my heart. But something in me refuses to part with the memory of the whistle sound. The only home I ever found. Close my heart, close my heart. My father left when I was 3. Don't remember much, just the back of his knee and the door that slammed in the winter wind. He never came back, never called again. But the sidewalk outside my mother's place knows every crack, knows every trace. My footsteps walking to school and back. It knows my name, the pavement's black. The sidewalk knows my name better than my father. Every crack is a chapter, every stone is a bother. I walk these streets since I could stand. The concrete raised me, not his hand. He doesn't know my middle name. The sidewalk knows my every shame. The sidewalk knows my name better than my father. He's a ghost. The pavement's my brother. I carved my initials in the wet cement when I was 10, feeling hell-bent to leave a mark that wouldn't fade. The sidewalk held me, the sidewalk stayed. My father's face is a blur of smoke. The sidewalk's solid, not a joke. It's been there through the rain and heat, and the lonely sound of my own feet. The sidewalk knows my name better than my father. Every crack is a chapter, every stone is a bother. I walk these streets since I could stand. The concrete raised me, not his hand. He doesn't know my middle name. The sidewalk knows my every shame. The sidewalk knows my name better than my father. He's a ghost. The pavement's my brother. I tried to find him once last year, tracked his address through a fog of fear. Knocked on the door, a stranger answered, said he moved away. No forwarding address. I sat on the curb and cried a bit. The sidewalk felt like home, I admit. It's not a father, not a bloodline, but it's never left, and it's always mine. Sidewalk shown, the names are earned, not just given. On the ground where we're all driven. The sidewalk knows my name, and that's enough. Better than a father who calls my name rough. I'll walk these cracks till the day I die. The sidewalk knows, it never lies. Knows my name, knows my name. fingers over every rhyme. Some are jagged, some are smooth. Each one a chapter, each one a truth. I'll never listen to what they had to say. Just cover them up and walk away. But tonight everybody around and the sky began to make a sound. So that walls crash like a book finally open. Drums pound like a heartbeat. Love and listen. The story might outscore me. What a prayer is a man. Crawling like a finger, trace him on. This one from the town, fellow. Right? Zip your 7, 8, 6, during your finest. This one's under the line of a broken world, my voice cracking with
Something
I got in line at 6 a.m. with a broken souls and they also rang. The sun came up, the sun went down. I'm still standing on this cold, cracked ground. A woman fainted an hour ago. They stepped right over her, slow and low. The line crept forward an inch or two, like a funeral march with nothing new. The welfare line moves slower than a funeral. Every step is a miracle of patience lost and hope deferred. Every word is a promise that's never heard. The desk is far, the end is blind. The welfare line steals your mind, slower than a coffin's ride. I've been standing here since my insides died. There's a man behind me with a baby's cry. She hasn't eaten since Tuesday night. He's counting the minutes, she's counting the breaths in the welfare line of broken deaths. A security guard with a hungry eye says, "Move along," to a woman who cries. She's been here since yesterday's noon. The line moves slower than a dying moon. The welfare line moves slower than a funeral. Every step is a miracle of patience lost and hope deferred. Every word is a promise that's never heard. The desk is far, the end is blind. The welfare line steals your mind, slower than a coffin's ride. I've been standing here since my insides died. I finally reached the window at 4 p.m. The lady said, "Your file's lost, come back again." I stared at her with hollow eyes. She said, "Don't blame me, it's the rules and lies." I wanted to scream, I wanted to fall, but the line behind me was waiting for all. I took a number and walked away. The welfare line wins every day. The notice came on a Tuesday noon, slid under the door like a dark monsoon. Dear tenant, due to market demand, your rent will increase, please understand. I read the numbers, read the fine print. Another 100 I don't have to spend. The pipes are leaking, the motor's green, but the landlord's driving a new machine. The landlord raised the rent again, so I raised my middle finger. I've been paying for a palace, but I live in a singer of broken blues and broken walls. He counts his money while my family crawls. So here's to you with your marble floors. I got one finger and two slam doors. The landlord raised the rent again, but I raised my pride, and a middle finger a mile wide. To make a plea, Mr. Johnson, can't you see? The ceiling's caving, the heat is gone. My kid does homework with a jacket on. He said the market's hot, I'm sorry son, the price of living is never done. I said the price of your greed is showing through, and I've got one finger for you. The landlord raised the rent again, so I raised my middle finger. I've been paying for a palace, but I live in a singer of broken blues and broken walls. He counts his money while my family crawls. So here's to you with your marble floors. I've got one finger and two slam doors. The landlord raised the rent again, but I raised my pride, and a middle finger a mile wide. The neighbors gathered in the hall. We wrote a letter, we gave a call. We won't pay, we'll hold the line. You can't bleed us dry every time. The landlord laughed and raised it more, said pay or leave, there's the door. But we're still here and we won't fold. Our middle fingers are made of gold. So I raise my middle finger, and I'll keep raising it till my blood doesn't linger in this broken down overpriced space. I'll flip him off with a smile on my face. One day the market will crash, you'll see, then the landlord will come crawling to me. But until then, I pay what I can and raise my finger like a middle finger man. Raise my middle finger. Raise my middle finger. always do. But the coffee was cold by the time I got through. The bills, the calls, the landlord's knock. I forgot the cup, forgot the clock. The microwave's broken, the stove is dead. So I drank it cold and shook my head. The coffee's bitter, but that's not the worst. The pain in my chest is ready to burst. The coffee's cold, but the pain is hot, burning a hole in the only spot where hope used to live, where dreams used to grow. Now there's just the heat of a long, hard blow. The coffee's cold, the pain is hot. Two temperatures in the same old plot. One goes down easy, one tears apart. The coffee's cold, but the pain is my heart. She left a note on the kitchen table, said I'm not able. Drank a coffee black and walked outside. I watched her go with my coffee undried. The cup grew cold, the pain grew hot. I sat in the kitchen and forgot what it felt like to be warm inside. Now the cold coffee is my only bride. The coffee's cold, but the pain is hot, burning a hole in the only spot where hope used to live, where dreams used to grow. Now there's just the heat of a long, hard blow. The coffee's cold, the pain is hot. Two temperatures in the same old plot. One goes down easy, one tears apart. The coffee's cold, but the pain is my A friend asked me, why don't you heat it up? I said the cold is the only thing in my cup that matches the temperature of my soul. The pain's the only thing that's at home. So I drink it cold and I feel the ache. It's the only thing I'm willing to take. The coffee's cold, but it's honest, you see. The pain is hot, and it's part of me.